Hi, I'm Ellen from Ellen Mary Gardening, and whilst it's still summer and very warm, there's a distinct autumnal feeling in the air, which means we have to be thinking about what we're going to harvest already next year. So today I'm going to be sowing spring onions, and these are white Lisbon. So this variety are great for sowing between August to October, which means you'll be harvesting them from March next year, so a nice early spring crop, and actually if you're lucky, probably a little bit earlier than that as well. They're winter hardy, which is great, great for autumn sowing. So I'm going to be sowing mine in my veg truck, but you can sow them in containers or pots or on a windowsill or in a greenhouse, and they grow really easy in small spaces. So as you can see, I've got some young lettuce plants growing in my veg truck, so this means it's ideal for spring onions to be sown around the lettuce. So what I'm actually going to do is create a drill probably about 1.5 centimeters deep in a straight line along here and then along here, kind of in between the lettuce, giving them plenty of room to grow. And you definitely need about 30 centimeters in between each row. Just make sure that you've leveled out your soil, and then I'm using a hand trowel, but you can use a hoe if you are sowing direct into the soil, or even your finger, or just about anything, to create a drill about 1.5 centimeters deep in a straight line like that. We want to sow them quite thinly, but the great thing with spring onions is they don't really need thinning out. You can just leave them to grow over the winter time, and if you are growing them under cover, such as in a greenhouse, you will probably be harvesting them a lot earlier than these ones, which will be outside, and they will definitely not be harvested until February, March time next year. And then all you'll need to do is just pull them up when you're ready to eat them. If we do happen to have a particularly bad winter time and it's extremely cold, then they may benefit from some protection. So if they're in the ground, use a cloche. If they're in a pot, you could use some fleece. On my veg truck, there's a cover that I will use just to make sure that you don't lose them and that they're ready for you in early spring. And then once you've sown them thinly, all you need to do is just cover them over very gently with some soil. As you can see, they're super easy to grow, and it's really good in spring to be able to just crop those first spring onions to use in your salads. So what's stopping you? Easy peasy.